got scared there for a second. It's pretty much the same as what I've moved before. You have to wear the PPE here. And everything, at first I thought it was like 1310. Then I helped, but you know, when you do it by yourself, it's easy to make a mistake because like the widest point is in the middle, and I'm trying to measure it from in the front. And then I asked the guy who's about to load me, I said, can you please hold the end of the tape? And he holds it, and basically I want to send him a picture because permit is approved. Alberta is all good. But you see, that was the problem, because I was afraid if it's like 1310 or something. It's over my dispatch Bethany. Tracks have not been washed at all. I need them rinsed after loading. Because I reminded them, saying, guys, please remind remind the shipper that the tracks have to be clean, because we're not doing inside Canada. This goes across the border, right? So different rules apply. And I spent like half an hour trying to update the shims, you know, because that thing XL3 still doesn't want to. It's XL3, like this is the trailer, right? Like from your point of view, it goes like this, 2 axles, perfect. So XL3 should be like this. Instead it's like this, you know, and it has a big shim in there, because what happens is, because the booster, you know, tries to lift it, because the booster is attached to XL3, and so it tries to lift it off the ground. And that's why last time. Hello, Sergei.
Hey, this is Bethany from Standard Freight.
Yeah, Bethany, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Hey, I'm sorry. Hold on just a moment.
Well, there's like 4 bolts. I don't understand what the issue is, but if they leave them over there, they're very small. There's like 4 bolts. If they leave them there, I'm like 13.2, okay? I ordered the permits, you told me 12.10. I checked Caterpillar site, says 12.7. I measured it, it's exactly 12.10 without those handles. If I leave them, I'm over 13, then I need pilots everywhere. I cannot be over 13, okay? So it's, if they cannot do it, I'll do it myself. I have the tools, screw them. But did you see the picture I sent you? The tracks are filthy, just like normal. Nobody gives a about me being rejected from the border, okay? I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the shipper. Did you remind them? Did you remind them they have to be cleaned? I'll take them. I'm not gonna leave them here. I'll disconnect them. I'll put them in my cab. If required, I'll attach them back at the. If they cannot unscrew 4 bolts, it's just ridiculous. They have a yard here. They have a yard here, the size of 2 football fields. No, wait. Let's take him. Okay. You understand? You told me.
They're willing to pay whatever it is that they need to pay. I mean, I know that you probably don't want to get pilot cars and all that, but I mean, in this case, I mean,
Wait,
they're
wait.
willing to pay whatever.
Are you joking, right? You know how much a pilot car is? If I need like,
I'm not joking. I'm being very serious.
are you aware of cost of pilot cars? Like, do you know?
Do you understand? If they
No, wait. Do you know the number? Just give me a number. How much you think a pilot car costs a day? Just
I'm sure for this entire trip it's going to be at least $7,000.
no, not 7,000, but you know, a pilot car a day typically charges anywhere between $350 and $400 US, right? So this was not scheduled into this, but anyway, so don't worry about it. Just please ask them to rinse the tracks when it's on the trailer, because the yard, I don't know if you've seen the yard. Well, you're in the States, but the yard, it's dirt, right? It's not paved. So even if they rinse it, even if they rinse it when it sits like this, by the time it gets on the trailer, it's going to be dirty again. So normally I cannot go through a truck wash, okay? Like I mentioned, this is the responsibility of the shipper. They have to bring somebody here with a mobile pressure wash and rinse it off when it's on the trailer. So okay, never mind. So tell them, yeah, keep the handles on, and don't tell them anything. I'll take them off myself when I get to a truck stop, and then I'll put them back on before I deliver, okay?
Okay. And they need to run the machine whenever it gets on your trip, right?
Yeah, it's not the machine, just the tracks, because the machine is fine, but what the customs border protection, you know, really get pissed off about is the tracks. When they see dirt, they don't, I cannot have baked dirt inside the tracks. That's all they care about. They don't care about dirt on my trailer or the actual machine, just the tracks. And when we load, you know, if they can bring somebody with a pressure wash and just rinse off the tracks only, that's it. All right. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Man. You see, this is what happens. This is why when you have an issue, I was in a situation like this before when I was an owner operator. Basically, it's, you know, it's a very good course of action. Do not talk to the shipper. You know, if you have a problem, like now, right? I'm loading. The guy seems pretty friendly, so I'm talking to him like I'm talking to you. You know, like two guys having a cup of coffee together, you know, like we're talking, and I said, can you remove the handles? This guy, oh, we have to call the mechanic. And there's like literally 4 bolts, you know, but I'm just afraid that they're very tight, because usually all these, you know, they use power tools to tighten them, right? But it's like this adds like 3-4 inches, so I'll be over 13. I cannot do that. And basically they're saying they will pay extra for pilots, but even if they pay, first off, it's coming out of my pocket, so I have to spend like, you know, a lot of money extra up front, and then they will pay me after. I don't want to do that. And second, it takes a lot of time to line up pilots, right? They don't just appear like this, like I open the directory, okay, John, I want you tomorrow at 3 o'clock in the morning, and now meet me there. No, I have to call like freaking 50 numbers to find a pilot, you know? And then, oh, we're busy, oh, we're doing this, oh, we're doing that. No, I don't know anybody. Like, it's a nightmare, you know, like it's logistics wise, you don't want to be dealing with pilots. But one tip I wanted to give you guys, especially if you're owner operator, if you have an issue, it's always a good idea, do not talk to the shipper. Just, you know, tell them, hey, we might have a little problem here. Let me call my dispatch, you know. And then you call the dispatch, and then your dispatch, like in this case, this lady Bethany is my dispatch. But thanks God I'm not an owner operator anymore. I'm independent, right? But still, she's kind of like my boss, right? Because they hired me to move this. And you see what happened? They don't like it. They don't want to take the handles off. And so they called her right away. And she calls me. Oh, it's a safety concern. So why are they not talking to me, right? So they don't want to talk to me. They right away, they complain to my dispatcher. You see? But it's just stupid, you know. I really should have, like you guys always tell me, you know, get some power tools. What do I have? I have a Dremel, right? But I don't think I can I get an attachment for that grind, I mean? Can I get an attachment for that grinder maybe? Because it spins, right? No, I don't think so. I think I need one of those battery operated power tools, because this happens quite often. But you know, these guys are pretty big. It's a huge operation here. It's because you know we're in Alberta, right, just west of Edmonton. This is called Spruce Grove. Spruce Grove, and I see like dozens of pipe layers, a bunch of excavators. I see some cool tracked personnel carriers, you know, kind of like one of those off-road machines that can go into the swamp. I moved a couple of those, and I even see, what is it, like a mine loader, you know, the one that we sit sideways, crazy thing like that. Oh, and I see lots of pipe connections, you know, all kinds of pipes. So clearly these guys work with on the pipeline. And so it's all very strict, very official. You have to wear your PPE, personal protection equipment, you know. And then the address they gave you is at the entrance of this building, but turns out that entrance is only for cars and pickup trucks. And then there's a big sign in the front. It says heavy equipment delivery and pickup, go around, go to the back gate. And there's like a schematic there, like a diagram, and you have to go like this and then come in from the back gate. So anyways, I think that guy is coming, so we're gonna tell him we're good to go. Oh, and she says they don't want to see you undoing those handles. Like, what? But basically what happens is that there's a ladder, right? You can grab the ladder, but then there's these handles that actually you use them to lift yourself up on the ladder. But the ladder is perfectly fine. I never saw these handles before, so oh, and the machine, the good news is I checked the height. It's like, it has a cage protector, but it's like 12.1, 12.2. Hello, Sergei. Okay, perfect. Okay, sounds good. And one thing, are they gonna give me any, like, anybody has a customs invoice for this, or do I just put my PAPs on the bill of lading or something?
Okay, so you got the email whatever I'm thinking that you have to do all that with Fontaine, remember?
No, but who has the customs invoice? Are they... Oh, she already has a customs invoice for this? Okay, okay. Well, this is my first stop, so this is a Husky in Atchison. So after I got loaded, I came here to double check all my chains, study my route on my Alberta permit. It's crazy, lots of detours. Basically, they're not sending me on the freeway. It's all local highways, very exciting. And I had to trace all highways because, you know, I'm not from Alberta, right? And then also I sent paperwork to my customs broker, and the most important part is I reduced the width. I got my tools and I was able to undo these two bolts and loosen that one, and I just folded this way. You know, it was not easy. Like standing like this side was good because you can lean on this, right? You can sit here. But on this side, man, I had to put my leg in here, almost like a circus act, you know. But at least now these things don't stick out. They're pretty much exactly the same height, and so everything is good. And you see, so I put two chains on this thing, one chain here, one chain on each corner, and then another chain in the middle there, and two chains here. So I think it's enough. So now this is my first time at this truck stop, and of course I used the wrong entrance. Well, I went through the fuel entrance, which is okay. Actually, the pump lane was you know, pretty wide. I went with this, no problem. And I got fuel, you guys would not believe, $1.70 Canadian per liter. This is the lowest price I've seen, I don't know, in a year maybe. This is Alberta for you. So definitely the best place for you know, if you need a lot of fuel. And so I told her, okay, 650 bucks Canadian, and I think I used up about 600. All right, so I had to do this, you know, doing stops. It took a while, but I pretty much programmed all the way to where? Highway 1. And then once I reach Highway 1, I'm gonna stop, and I program another, I think after that it's only 150, about 200 kilometers after that. But for now I just need to get to Trans-Canada 1. And so each time I reach that red dot, I'm gonna cancel, which will cancel that stop so that the truck can continue going. And it's like ridiculous. But to give you an idea, so this is behind me is Highway 16, so I'm gonna take 16 east, then 216 bypass south all the way to the other side of the city, and then I take 14 east or south, and 21 south, 609 east, 56 south, 9 south, 10 south, 56 south, and that's Trans-Canada 1. So that's gonna be probably, I don't know, 3 hours. So I was hoping to reach Montana today, but with this route I'm not so sure, because it's already 1:24 local time, and I've been up and about since what, like 5 o'clock. I started driving at 5 o'clock, so I gotta be careful now with my e-logs, because right now I'm on a Canadian cycle, but once I enter US it's gonna be US cycle, and so I cannot drive today like a Canadian. I have to drive like an American, otherwise as soon as I enter US there'll be like a warning, violation, you know. And that's why yesterday, by the way, another thing to keep in mind, you know, keep in mind that you got on the night before, you gotta start basically following US rules. Like in Canada, you know, we can sleep just 8 hours. Legal. You sleep 8 hours, you have all your hours back on the next day. But if I only slept 8 hours, guess what would happen when I enter US? I have 0 hours. You know, it happened to me once when I worked when I was an owner operator. You know, I forgot about this, and so I'm like in Canada, hey, you know, what's the big deal? And then as soon as I enter Buffalo, New York, I still remember my e-log says, you know, red, violation. Like, what the heck? Turns out it was because I didn't sleep 10 hours. I did not show 10 hours in the sleeper. And so this time I woke up and I was just about ready to leave, and then I decided to look at my clock how much time I was off. And guess what? It said 9 hours 45 minutes. And I'm like, got you. So I was playing with my phone for 15 minutes, watching some videos, and then as soon as I saw 10, you know, 10 hours off, I waited another minute. When it said 10:01, then I started moving. So this, so this way I know that I'm gonna be okay when I enter US. Yeah, so that's the truck stop. So I came from here, got $1.70 a liter fuel. But turns out, then I was looking how people park. Turns out they all go this way, like how I came now, and then they park over there. Is it? And that's what I like about Alberta. It's like amazing the spaces they have here, you know. I think it's pretty difficult to get stuck. Oh, and this is a Petro Canada. So on this side we have Husky, on this one is Petro Pass. So yeah, now we're jumping on Highway 16 east, and then I will be on the bypass 216 for 42 clicks. It's already plus 31 Celsius. Highway 16. permits I ordered from my US broker. So I got Montana and Colorado. And the last one I need is Wyoming. But that one you have to get yourself, right? So I have to call them when I'm still in Montana. Like about, you know, hour away. I'm gonna call the Wyoming port of entry. And they give me a reference number, and then I buy the permit at the port of entry.